Hey everybody, Matt here. I want to read something to you that I got on a forum here that I'm a member of. It's called Texas Gun Talk, and somebody posted something on one of the forums, and I just kind of wanted to read it to you, and then I'll do a little commentary on it afterwards when I'm done. Basically, this is a letter that was written to the Orange County, California newspaper, and was not put in the newspaper because the editor didn't agree with the message it was giving. So I'm going to read it to you. It's kind of long, and I apologize for that. And I'll try to fit this in the 10 minutes with my commentary as quickly as possible. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and get started. This is written by somebody named Rosemary Labonte. It says, and I'm reading this off my laptop computer screen. That's why I'm not looking at the camera. So many letter writers have based their arguments on how this land is made up of immigrants. Ernie Lujan, for one, suggests we should tear down the Statue of Liberty because the people now in question aren't being treated the same as those who passed through Ellis Island and other ports of entry. Maybe we should turn to our history books and point out to people like Mr. Lujan why today's America is not willing to accept this new kind of immigrant any longer. Back in 1900, when there was a rush from all areas of Europe to come to the United States, people had to get off a ship and stand in a long line in New York and be documented. Some would even get down on their hands and knees and kiss the ground. They made a pledge to uphold the laws and support their new country in good and bad times. They made learning English a primary rule in their new American households, and some even changed their names to blend in with their new home. They had waved goodbye to their birthplace to give their children a new life and did everything in their power to help their children assimilate into one culture. Nothing was handed to them. No free lunches, no welfare, no labor laws to protect them. All they had were their skills and craftsmanship they had brought with them to trade for a future of prosperity. Most of their children came of age when World War II broke out. My father fought alongside men whose parents had come straight over from Germany, Italy, France, and Japan. None of these first-generation Americans ever even gave a thought about what this country their parents had come from. They were Americans fighting Hitler, Mussolini, and the Emperor of Japan. They were defending the United States of America as one people. When we liberated France, no one in those villages were looking for the French American or German American or Irish American. The people of France saw only Americans, and we carried one flag that represented one country. Not one of those immigrants, would have thought about picking up another country's flag and waving it to represent who they were. It would have been a disgrace to their parents who had sacrificed so much to be here. These immigrants truly knew what it meant to be American. They stirred the melting pot into one red, white, and blue bowl. And here we are with a new kind of immigrant who wants the same rights and privileges, only they want to achieve it by playing with a different set of rules, one that includes the entitlement card and a guarantee of being faithful to their mother country. I'm sorry, that's not what being an American is all about. I believe that the immigrants who landed on Ellis Island in the early 1900s deserve better than that, for all the toil, hard work, and sacrifice in raising future generations to create the land that has become a beacon for those legally searching for a better life. I think they would be appalled that they are being used as an example by those waving foreign countries' flags. And for that suggestion about taking down the Statue of Liberty, it happens to mean a lot to a lot of the citizens who are voting on the immigration bill. I wouldn't start talking about dismantling the United States just yet. Signed, Rosemary Labonte. Basically, I just wanted to read this because I think it made some good points. My family is from Austria originally, back around the late 19th century, early 20th century, around that area. From Austria and basically all around Germany. And my great-grandfather fought in World War I, and he fought against Germany, where his father was from, and that's why this kind of struck me the way it did, because and this was actually something I didn't find out till just recently, that my great grandfather had fought in World War I, but he did, and he went, he fought, and he came home because this was home for him, and it didn't matter that he could very well have been fighting and killing his cousins. This was America, and he was American. Didn't matter that his father had been from that area. Um, I guess my problem, you know, like I've said before, I mean, this whole immigration thing has really gotten out of control because it went from being something about legal to illegal, to then being something about racists against non-racists, to now it's something about the U.S. versus Mexico. And how did it get to this point? And I can understand. Well, I can't really understand, but I can at least put myself in somebody else's in somebody else's shoes and see their point of view, that possibly there are times when you can feel like your culture or your heritage is being attacked. And I can understand that, and I can respect that. But I wonder how much of this is really just people pushing buttons for no other reason than politics. They want to be able to win the next election. They want to get certain people on their side. You know, they want to see what buttons they can push to get what they want. And I guess my biggest problem with it is you know, I've seen video of people waving Mexican flags, walking by somebody who was carrying an American flag, ripping it out of their hands and throwing it on the ground. Now these are people that live here, people that were probably born here, and it astonishes me. I mean, these are people that either they moved here for a better life, or their parents did, or their grandparents did, or their great-grandparents did, moved here for a better life for them and for their children. And these are the people that are taking the flag and throwing it on the ground, ripping it out of somebody's hand and throwing the American flag on the ground. And it blows me away. I mean, I have all the respect in the world for you know, the Hispanic culture and the heritage. I mean, my wife's Hispanic, and I understand that. And you know, I believe her grandparents came over from Mexico. I believe, or it might have been her great-grandparents. I'll have to ask her. If she sees this, I'll get in trouble if I don't know. But so I mean, I understand that, and it's a good thing to respect your culture and your heritage and where you came from, and know what you came from. I mean, that's important for everybody. For me, for somebody who's Hispanic, whether you're Asian or German or French or whatever you are. You know, it's important. You should know where you came from and know that culture, whether you choose to, you know, still adhere to those cultural differences, or just, you know, blend yourself in. You know, either way, that's fine. It's okay to respect that. But when you're here in this country, and you've taken a flag from the country that has provided you with more than you would have gotten from the country that you're so adamantly defending for what to me seems like no reason, and you take that flag and you throw it on the ground, it quite honestly, it borders on retarded. I mean, and it really just pisses me off. I mean, I wouldn't go to Mexico if for some reason I moved there, or Canada if I, you know, moved there, or some other country, and because it afforded me certain benefits that being here didn't, and afforded my children you know, benefits that being here didn't, and then throw their flag on the ground when I become a citizen. You know, it just really pisses me off. Anyway, I just wanted to read that letter. I thought it was important to get that out there, because that's really all it was ever meant to do, was to get into a newspaper, and because they didn't believe that it should be in there because it didn't fit with their philosophy, they didn't put it in. And I think it's important for people to be heard. You know, whatever side you're on in this immigration bill, you have the right to be heard. You have the right to speak out and say what you know, say your piece. Anyway, I want to thank Texas Gun Trader. Even if you don't live in Texas, check it out. It's TexasGunTrader.com, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Dirty D. He's the guy on Texas Gun Trader that posted this. So if you get a chance, check out Texas Gun Trader. It's a good site. A lot of good gun info on there. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. I have more gun videos up soon. Thanks.